If you're going to attempt a disarm, you need to absolutely know that you have the ability, the skills to get it done. Today's video is brought to us in part by the generosity of LuckyGunner.com. For the best selection of name brand defensive ammunition and lightning fast shipping on bulk target ammo, head to LuckyGunner.com and thank them for being a sponsor of Active Self-Protection. Hi everyone, this is John with today's Active Self-Protection lesson out of Miami Beach in Florida in the United States. Here we're going to see a man who goes up to the ATM and doesn't make it home. So this guy's using the ATM here. It's nighttime and, I don't think it's particularly late, but it's definitely after dark. See him looking up in the mirror there at the ATM. And you can see over his left shoulder to our right that some guy's approaching and he's getting more and more worried about him here, kind of looking around, what's going on with mom? And you're going to look at his eyes. He's looking again. Yep, that guy's still there. That guy's still there. But he doesn't do anything until the guy comes up, puts a gun in his face. Now, interestingly here, our victim is going to look for an opportunity and he's going to throw the money on the ground, but when the guy goes for it, he tries to grab after him, but it doesn't go and the guy shoots him in the chest. And unfortunately, what we're going to see here is this guy goes to get his mom, but they take him to the hospital. He didn't make it. He passed away. Boy, what a terrible lesson. Out of this one, I have a poll question for you. After watching some active self-protection lessons, I wonder, do you use outdoor ATMs like this at all? Or would you rather use a secure one like a grocery store or something like that? Hit the poll, let me know what you think. Me personally, I only use ones inside of a store or somewhere else that's secure if I possibly can, and certainly not at night. That's one of the lessons that I want to worry about here and really think through. And that is ATMs and how dangerous an automated teller machine can be. And that's why we call them the accessory to mugging. Also about awareness and how to mitigate your risks, and about the danger of disarms and how you only want to do them when you have the right time. Of course, we always say ATM stands for accessory to muggings. Friends, I can't tell you enough. Use the ATM inside if at all possible. Don't go at night if at all possible. Certainly in isolated areas like this where there's not a lot of other people around, these are increased opportunities for you to be victimized. And so if at all possible, stay away from ATMs at night, and particularly in isolated areas, because they are an accessory to mugging. It's a watering hole where the bad guys know that you're going to have money and get that money out. Now you notice his awareness here. He recognizes that there's something going on. You see him looking at the mirror that's in that ATM. Now, rather than just look in the mirror at the ATM, friends, when it's doing its thing and when it's, it's not, you don't need to be doing anything because it's processing, turn around and face the other way. See what's going on in your world. There's nothing saying you have to face the ATM before it dispenses the money. Turn around and see what's going on in your world rather than see through that little bitty mirror. He doesn't do that. Now, I don't know why he doesn't do that, if he's not sure what's going on with this guy or whatever, but at some point it's clear that he's frustrated by the guy or that he's worried about him. So turn around and face him to see what's going on. If you're a self-defender, you might have just gotten out of there. When you saw that, nope, it's time for me to get the heck out of there. Or even if you didn't, to turn around and go, okay, or hey, are you okay, man? Do me a favor, give me some space there, and start managing the unknown contact. Hey, buddy, do me a favor and give me a minute right there. So then that way, at least it's not a guy who's right up in your face. It's a guy who's got a little bit of distance. Instead, this guy gets to see him when he comes right up here with a gun pulled on him, and he is definitely at a huge disadvantage. If this is where you get to see the conflict, you are totally behind the 8 ball in terms of your self-defense, which is why we say awareness buys you time, but he gave up all his time. Friends, don't give up your time. Turn and see that threat. Start managing that unknown contact instead of letting it get this close to you. Now, what we're going to see here is he's going to do something really good here. Is he's looking for an opportunity. Where's mom? Is everybody else okay? And he's going to toss the money on the ground. That's not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, this is what you want. Awesome. Let me give it to you. And then run like heck to get yourself to safety. This is actually a strategy that I know many of the premier defensive trainers would do. Here, dude, take it. Take whatever you want. I don't have a gun. You do. And then go. But what we know here is he's going to use this as a ruse to go and get the guy. But I want you to remember something. When we talk about the 5Ds plus 1, you're not armed yourself, but you're going to face an armed attacker and you're going to try to take it away from him. The first thing you have to control is distance. And look at how far he is. He's like 6-7 feet away from the guy. So that when he goes for it, notice the guy's able to pull away and he's got that gun in his right hand. And our victim's not able to control the gun. You have to control the distance, and then you have to deflect and dominate. If you cannot dominate that hand with the gun in it and dominate the arm with the gun in it, it is not going to go well for you. And that's exactly what we see here. Because he didn't start at the right distance, he was too far away, he wasn't able to get the dominance that he needed on the arm in order to keep from being shot. And because of that, he lost the encounter, which is why we work on those 5Ds plus 1 so much. Now, of course, next thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about first aid skills. There's a reason you keep your first aid kit on you. There's a reason that you have the skills to use it. And that's this thing exactly right here, to be able to put some chest seals on or walk your family member through that and be able to help somebody to keep you together so that you can get to the hospital as fast as absolutely possible is incredibly important. And finally, friends, we have to talk about spiritual fitness. You better make sure you've said everything you need to say to your loved ones, because you may not get another opportunity, and you better have a strong relationship with Jesus because you're going to need it on that day, friends. And I don't want that to happen to you without being prepared. So let's make sure that our spiritual fitness is strong so that this doesn't happen to us and we can cover our asp.